take it away. We are good to go. Won't be until next year, right?
Welcome to Sumpter Township's regular board meeting of November 12th, 2024. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Treasurer Morgan. Here. I mean, Trustee Morgan. Here. Trustee Rush.
Here.
Trustee Oddie.
Here.
Trustee Laporte.
Here.
Treasurer Patterson.
Here.
Clerk Hurst here. Supervisor Bowman is excused.
Chair, I'd like to make the motion to have our clerk, Esther Hurst, chair of the meeting tonight. Now we have a roll.
Support. In motion and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, number 3, approve the agenda.
Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda with the tabling of agenda item A and the removal of agenda items D and K. Support.
In motion and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, next thing is public comment. Okay, first thing on the comment list is Mary Herring.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
The election is over with, so now we can rest and relax a little bit, right? Thank God everything went well, I guess. Anyway, I have a couple of things that I wanted to talk about tonight. The first question I have is, what is being built on the southwest corner of Bemis and Sumpter Road? What's going on there? A what?
Car wash.
A drive-through car wash.
Well, you know, I remember reading about that months ago, and I thought of myself, I don't know if there's room for that there, but I was wondering if that's what it was actually going to be.
It's one of those car washes where you pull in and you stay in one spot and it moves around.
And all those brushes and all that stuff. Okay, well, I guess that's a good thing. Thank you. The other thing that I wanted to bring up to you, I have a friend with me. This is Amy Palazzolo. She's from Van Buren Township. She is a dog lover and a dog owner, and she lives in an apartment complex, and she had reached me by phone. She and her mother are good friends of mine, and she wanted to know if it would ever be possible to create a dog park in the tri-community area somewhere. And of course I'm a dog lover too, but I have my own dog park on my little farm, and my animals have a place to run safely and play. But there are many people who that live in this area who do not have the luxury of having a large lot to let their dogs roam free and run and play. So I remember in the Independent newspaper there was a letter to the editor a number of years ago, I'm going to guess within the last 4 or 5 years. A gentleman had brought that subject up in the paper. He thought that it might be nice to at some point in the future develop a dog park for the tri-community areas out here. And I remember thinking at the time, gee, that sounds like a good thing to think about. So that's why I'm here tonight, because I just wanted to put that idea in the back of your mind somewhere. I don't know what one would cost. I imagine you'd have to have a fenced area. Maybe half of it could be fenced for small dogs and the other half could be fenced for large dogs. But a lot of communities are investing in those nowadays. So just think about it. I don't know if we could have one here in Sumpter or not, but somewhere in the tri-community area there ought to be able to develop one. Maybe in a park that's already existing, like Riggs Park, or who knows, I don't know. But you know, ideas start with a seed. So I'm giving you the seed. What it would cost, who knows? It's something to look into. I think, Amy, you said that an indoor dog park, the closest one is 3 hours away. Grand Rapids. That's for an indoor dog park. Now that's a real big dream, but there might be, with fundraising issues and enough people that might think this is a good idea in the future to even think about that. Maybe they could rent one of the buildings at the Wayne County Fairgrounds, you know, for an indoor dog park in the winter or something. I don't know. It just is an idea, and that's the only thing I wanted to do was, on behalf of Amy and all the dog owners in the area who want to play a safe place to exercise their dogs, maybe it's a future dream that could come true. So just think about it, talk to some people maybe about it. She's going to visit Van Buren Township meeting at some point in the future. Just get that seed planted in our brains and to think about it, and it's a possibility that it could come to fruition at some point in the future. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Okay, the next person is Amy.
Calazolo, that's Amy. But she's kind of bashful.
Okay. Well, she kind of covered what? Okay.
Amy, if you could approach the podium too as well, so everybody can hear.
Oh, she kind of covered
We got you,
everything.
Mary.
Okay, Mary Van, you can speak now.
Sorry,
Well, first, I want to say congratulations to get the new doors on the community center. They worked beautifully today. So that was a blessing that we really appreciated. It was a very good job done, I could see that. I think there's a couple glitches, but it worked very well today for us seniors that were over there and everything else. One thing is still concerning me, that you put the agenda before anything else can be said. You don't have a workshop. And I really think that the constituents in this township, I think some of our rights in that respect are being neglected. I still say that when you took away the, having the points before for the workshop. And I still think that it's still needed. I'm sorry you people don't think of that as a board, and I would hope that we reconsider it with the two new people that are coming on board. I feel it's not giving the citizens the input that we need at times, because it's already done as an after effect, and I really think that we're disenfranchising our citizens and the constituents that you represent. I've said that a little while ago, a couple of years ago. I still think that we need some kind of workshop that the people, I know you always you're talking amongst yourselves and you say, we can come in any time of the week when you're having that meeting, maybe a Friday or something. People aren't going to do that. I'm sorry, I'm just being practical and having some common sense. And I really believe that you need to still allow some type of a workshop to be able to have the citizens educated about what's been going on in the township, and everything else, or questions that they may have even beforehand. And I know we talk about public comment on the agenda items, but oftentimes people don't know what all the agenda items are. And so without having workshops, we do not have citizen input or citizen questions, and I hope that that would be revised with the new board that's going to be taking place in next week, or next meeting. I really think it's serious. I've had other people make comments about that as well. And I had some also comments about, I heard Mary when I came in about the car wash there. I think some people are gonna be really, you talk about congestion and problems, yeah, it's going to be, I don't know how it even got approved, to be honest, but that's none of my business. I didn't come to any of the planning meetings about that, but I've had several people make comment, they can't believe it's gonna be there, so that's what I wanna say, so. But, I pray for the new board coming on, that they would seek God's wisdom, guidance, discernment, to be able to have the needs and not just the needs, but the wisdom to govern our township, and to have the constituents know they're represented truly. So thank you, and thank you for all those that are moving up in their position, and everything else. Congratulations. God bless you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you, Ms. Van.
Okay, the next one is the minutes. Approve the regular board meeting minutes of October 22nd, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve both of the minutes, A and B. So moved. Support.
Been moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, approve the warrants totaling $343,727.60 with a roll call vote.
Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the warrants for $343,727.60.
Support.
Support.
Been moved and supported. Roll call vote. Trustee Morgan.
Yes.
Trustee Rush.
Yes.
Trustee Addy.
Yes.
Trustee Laporte.
Yes.
Treasurer Patterson.
Yes.
Clerk Hurst, yes. Motion carried. Next is the clerk's report. Normally I don't have a report, but I wanted to do that at this meeting. And I have this. I want to give you the 2024 general election is over. Now there's only certification and many audits in the near future. I want to publicly thank the election workers and my office staff. They worked through all the issues of that day. As some of you know, there was a power issue in the gym. That was the location of 2 precincts, and ballots had to be tabulated after 8 p.m. in the township boardroom. My staff had to receive permission from the state of Michigan and from Wayne County for this. Signs were posted at the gym, and a couple of workers watched the process at the end of night. I would also like to thank Captain Gannon for guarding and walking the tabulators with my staff across the street to the Township Hall and taking the paperwork with the results downtown Detroit. Also, a big thank you to the police department for all their help on election day. Successful elections are stressful and exhausting, and I am proud to say that my election workers and staff did an outstanding job. So I am saying thank you once again.
Yes.
My second that I want to speak on. I'd like to say a few words about my last board meeting as your clerk. I'd like to read my words carefully so as not to get too emotional. It has been my privilege to work at Sumpter Township for 30 years in the office and almost 7 years on the township board. I started in February of 1986 as a temporary worker. 1987, I was hired full-time in the clerk's office when the building department was located there. In 2021, I became deputy clerk to Clerk Clarence Hoffman. I retired in 2016, and in January of 2017, I was appointed as trustee on the township board. I was then appointed clerk in July of 2017 when Clerk Hoffman passed away. I ran for clerk and won in 2018 and 2020, where I have served until now. I have met and made so many friends over all these years, and I will treasure all of them. So tonight I say thank you to the residents and to all the staff and board members I have worked with over the years. It has been my honor. Thank you.
So fitting that you're chairing our last meeting. Esther, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, definitely, Esther.
Okay, let's see. Where's my agenda?
Make a motion to approve your report, how's that?
Okay.
Support.
In motion and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
We're gonna miss you, Esther.
Thank you. Okay, the next one is the supervisor's report. Mr. Bowman isn't here.
I'll make a motion to receive and file.
Okay.
Support.
In motion and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now, the township manager's report, Mr. Burdick.
Good evening, Board. Esther, if I may call you that, yeah, I'm gonna miss you too. Esther brought me in here a few years ago and gave me my shot. And I cannot thank her enough for giving me the opportunity. Thank you. If I may, hydrants winterization and program to our DPW staff is approximately 35% complete and on track for completion December 15th. Benoni Park Forestry was completed. We have phase 2 that is on the agenda for this evening's consideration. Community center doors, our pleasure. Thank you for your patience. Township parks, roads, and lots, those were completed as well. Unfortunately, we had a couple of folks who took advantage of the fresh millings and did a few donuts in celebration, I'm sure. So we'll go in and smooth that, but the roadways are much, much better. Township Hall roof, that is scheduled for the November time period. We have had a little bit of a supplier issue, but it'll be done before we get into December, I'm sure. Fuel tank refresh, I meant to grab photos. She looks beautiful for a fuel tank. It turned out very nice. Grand Park Forestry was completed today. Township, where am I? HVAC bid is on the table for board review and consideration so that I may get it posted. The interview committee for DPW director. We have a candidate we are meeting with at 11 tomorrow at 3:30 in the afternoon. And the ARPA reobligation status, we have approximately $3,500 that between now and the end of the year, I'm sure we will find and obligate the funds for. So we have fulfilled our ARPA obligation pieces of commitment by board and contract for services. Questions, please?
Motion to approve the township manager's report.
Support.
In motion and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Attorney's report.
Madam Chair, I don't have anything specifically tonight, but I just want to take a few minutes to just say to you, you and I have been together since 1988. You were here a couple of years before me, so we've been here for a long time. I like to say that we've lost a few battles along the way, but we never lost a war. We've been through all kinds of things when it comes to the landfill, sewers, water, I mean, just all kinds of things, different elected officials and everything. You've been a solid employee, committed, loyal to this township for so many years, and you've served in a number of capacities. And the township is better off today because of your service and your commitment and those positions that you held. And I think that if all of us had a chance to say, I get to do that because it's attorney's report, so it's my time, then we would all say thank you for what you've done. So don't think it goes unnoticed and unappreciated. Sometimes your service becomes almost just expected, so maybe taken for granted, but thank you for all of that. And I know that I've appreciated it personally. Peggy, you've been here, I don't know how many years, 20 years, and I remember when you used to be in the audience before you were elected, and you used to give me proverbial hell all the time, and I remember that, and I appreciated it at the time. We worked together on a number of things, we've argued on a number of things, we've hugged on a number of things, we've agreed, we've disagreed, but I think that's probably one of the best relationships that you can have when it comes to a township board situation, because I can't always be right, you can't always be right, and hopefully through the process of exchange and debate, we, for the most part, got to where we needed to be. So thank you for your commitment to the township, and I also appreciated working with you, I really did. We socialized together at times at different parties, so I thank you for all of that, and the township is also better off with you being part of this. So please enjoy your retirement going forward, and I'm sure you'll be here from time to time expressing your comments or your complaints about something, but I probably won't be here, but it will be well convicted by the community, so thank you for that. And lastly, if I may, I understand, Karen, that this is your last board meeting, and as you've told me so many times, when Esther goes, you're going to go, and it's hard to hear you say that. I mean, you've been here since I think early '90s in all kinds of different capacities. You've served as deputy supervisor, deputy clerk, deputy treasurer, trustee. You've served on numerous committees, and you've served on commissions, and you volunteered your time, and I've seen it over the years. And there are others that put their commitment to the township. I mean, you certainly exceeded many, as far as at least from my perspective. But there's one thing I want to mention, and that is over the years, I watched you criticized numerous times, both board meetings, in the, I hate to say newspaper, but in the newspaper, with what we know to be absolute lies. And you stood firm, you didn't express your anger. I can't imagine you didn't have it. I know every time they did that to me, I let them have it. But you set the example of what it is to be a public official, and that is that your commitment was to the community first, and your personal concern came second. And I know that over time, all of that washed away, and all of the truth seems to rises to the top when it comes to certain people, and I think in your case it did. And you've just been somebody that I've been able to call upon whenever I needed something. You just are the most organized and most well-versed employee that I've ever worked with. In my opinion, the most competent employee to ever serve in this community. And again, I think this community, whether they realize it or not, are very well served, and we're very well served for your commitment. And again, I wish you the best in your retirement and what you're going to do going forward. And whoever comes in your place, you got a tough act to follow. That's all I can say. And I just wanted to say that this is a night where there's a lot of people retiring and moving on. And at least from my perspective, you guys have all been great to work with, and great. And I'm blessed to be part of a group of people that you guys participated in. So thank you very much.
Chair, I think that's thank you. What I was going to suggest that we move and approve the attorney's report, and And then, it's probably a good time to, for us to, add on our accolades, Peggy, I can't agree more with Rob that, we have, we've had our times, and that makes it good, because you gotta have good debate. Karen, you have been an absolute resource, helping out, in areas, even if somebody didn't ask, you would volunteer to help. And it's just been an absolute resource to the township. Rob, you couldn't have said it better, it's absolutely true. So I'd like to make a motion to approve the attorney's report, and then I think, anybody else that would like to, make comments, including Peggy, this might be your time to make comments, or Karen, before we move on to, motion, support. Okay. So you wanna call the vote?
We're gonna motion and support?
Yeah, but I wanna know if Peggy wants.
We're gonna do that after we approve it.
Okay. The motion is supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And Chair,
Yeah.
if I could go next, we'll let Peggy go last, so she can. I'll be able to speak.
You get the last word?
Following you, Rob, it's a tough act to follow, but, let me start with Karen Armadas. Karen, I've known you for many years, and you have taught me many things. Just a wealth of knowledge, your dedication, and everything else that, Rob said. You've really helped me with my career here at the township. Peggy, what can we say? You've been here for a long time, you've inputted a lot. We have to sometimes agree to disagree, but we've always gotten along. That's the main thing. And with that, Chair, I'll turn it back to you.
All right, what's going on, let's go to.
Come on, Peggy.
I thank the residents for allowing me to work for you for 20 years. I've enjoyed every visit to the board, now, the previous board. Yes, we bumped heads a couple times, but at the end of the day, we're still here, we still get along. I mean, it's part of our job, you could say. We're not always going to agree, and we haven't always agreed, but at the end of the day, we come together. And that's what it should be about. And I know that we've lost a lot of friends, for many board members that are no longer here, that gave it all, just as if we have. And Rob, you have been here, you have seen the good, bad, and the ugly, and I totally respect you. I've only fired you about 10 times.
I appreciate that, you're one of those, by the way.
But let me just say, I am okay with not being here anymore. I think I've run my run, and I promise you I'm not going to come back and try to get elected. Look at all breathe the silent breathing. It was always me and Ted battling it out. It seemed like. Karen?
But they were good battles.
Still, thank you for that beautiful cemetery work that you worked so hard at. You have done a lot. After we've come together all this time, we're still here. Yeah. Only, for 7.5 more days, but we're here.
Okay.
Love you. Happy to work with you. Thank you.
Okay, we'll have the police ordinance report by Chief Lou.
Follow that, Chief.
Well, who wants to hear police?
We can't take it.
Nonetheless, a few numbers of interest for the police department. October 2024, we had 1,507 calls for service, 22 arrests, 73 citations. We have a tie now for traffic crash lead,
Demas and Rawsonville is tied with Sumpter and Willow. We're still lower for the year, so maybe my pep talks up here to whoever's watching on TV has worked over the year. In terms of Part 1 violent crimes, we had none, which is always a good month. In terms of Part 1 nonviolent crimes, we had 4 larcenies. And of course, as in every month, each nature is broken down to its specific number on the second page. Madam Clerk, you've been here my entire 30-year career. It's been a pleasure every level that we've dealt with each other and worked together along that way. It's been a pleasure, and we're all going to miss you. Madam Trustee, same, not as quite as long, but we've been through a lot, and it's been a pleasure, and we're going to miss you. Madam Deputy Clerk, I don't know what else to say. Consummate professional.
Yeah.
And and I would consider the heartbeat of Township Hall. I would. I mean, for years and years and years. If you got out of line, she would let you know. No doubt about that. But I'm going to miss, she would always catch my typo in an email I sent out to the whole Township Hall 2 minutes after I sent it. There's nothing you can do then, but she was the best for that. One of the biggest hearted people I know. Has always been very kind to me and helped me when I needed it. Helped me when I didn't think I needed it, but I still did. And, I wish she was staying. You know, there are very few people in life that, I think Karen is up there on my list of people that meant a lot to me, as you all have. But she holds a special place for me, and I hope she stops back in and has a coffee once in a while. That's the end of my report. I'm not a speech giver. I did all I could do just now to get that out. So, if you have any questions about my report?
We'll take a nap now.
Motion to accept the police report? Support.
A motion is supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thanks, Chief.
Building report,
Sure,
Mr.
I'll make a
Holmes is not
motion.
here.
Make a
Chair.
motion to receive and file the report.
No, here, I'm prepared as
I've
deputy
already made a motion,
supervisor.
sir. There has to die-
I
has
could
to
read
die
that
with
off,
lack
because
of
a lot of
support.
our residents like these numbers. If it's okay, Chair, I can.
Yep, motion die with lack of support.
We'll allow. Okay, building department report, October 2024. Building, 38 inspections, business inspections 2, electrical 30, grade change 0, mechanical 22, plumbing 10, rental inspections 0, resale inspections 12, miscellaneous 0. Our total inflows for the month were $23,557. Our outflows, which are obviously, personnel, were $21,648.56, and that concludes my report.
Motion to accept the building report.
Support.
The motion is supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, fire report, Chief Brown.
And briefly, before I get into the numbers for October, I'd like to give you a little bit of update in regards to the smoke detector installation program that we have started for the state. It has started on October 1st, and since then we have visited 22 homes. And Sumpter installed 52 smoke detectors, 22 CO smoke combination detectors, 2 smoke detectors, strobe for hearing impaired, and completed 17 medical surveys. That's all within the month, so that program is really doing the residents of the township well, and is getting off to a great start. Now on to the numbers. For the month of October, we had 2 fires, 105 total rescue emergency medical service incidents. Hazardous conditions was 2. Service calls was 8.
Total good at 10 calls was 12. False alarms or false calls was 6, gives us a total of 134 runs for the month of October. And that is the numbers for the month of October for the fire department.
Chair, if I may? Yeah, and I'd like to add to that, Chief Jamie Good, thank you very much for the work you're doing on those surveys and getting those detectors installed. Very good work. Thank you, Jamie. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, need a motion?
Motion to accept the fire report.
Support?
And motion is supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Board response.
Chair, I've got something.
Okay.
Normally I don't have anything in board response, but I have a whole page, but I'll try to be very brief, so time me, Tony, if you could. So just want to give additional kudos to the election workers on election night. It was probably the first time that I've stayed. I probably stayed here until maybe 11, something like that, a little after 11. I think everybody else was here until like 3:30 or 4 in the morning or something like that. So, great amount of work that went in, watching how they handled the issues, the clarity, the advice, the direction. It was all hands on deck, even when they had the power outage across the street, the way that was handled was great response. So I can't speak highly enough of how our election team worked on that night. Second was a reminder to the board and also to our board members, directors, deputies, managers about Bill Kenyon for the leadership training, November 23rd. It's a week from this Saturday, 9 to 1 in the morning. I talked to all board members, incoming board members too as well. So try to remember to keep that time available. Item K, just want a little bit more clarity on item K and being brief on that. That's dealing with our security systems for the Township Hall, Community Center, Police Department, FD1, FD2, Parks and Rec. The reason I asked for that to be removed is because even after putting that on, didn't have much time to review it. I spent probably collectively maybe 5 hours going through it, asking a ton of questions, and realizing that I think that the board and the incoming board needs more time to understand the reason that I feel that we need a security upgrade. It's a large amount of money to consider for all of our township buildings, 87,000 I think is what it is, but I'd like to have that back on the table maybe another month or two, or whatever the case is, but I think we need to have more discussion offline at the table, whatever, about our reason for it, but I definitely think that it's an upgrade that we need to consider. I will leave it at that. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, any other board response?
Chair, I'd like to also thank all of the election workers and the employees of the township that participated in the election. I'm not sure if anybody saw the numbers, but it was over a 64% turnout for the election, which was absolutely huge. We had 120 people or approximately 120 people that did early voting in the primary. We had 1,600 plus in the general that came in and did the 9-day of early voting, which after the 120 in the primary, we were very disappointed because it cost a lot of money to keep those areas open for 9 days. But we had 1,600 people come in and vote during the early voting in the general, and we had over 5,900, almost 6,000 votes. It was 13 shy of 6,000 people that voted in the community, which was fantastic. And being down at the polls at the community center at the fire hall, they were parked on Cosma all day long. You could not get into the parking lots. There was that many people coming to vote. And at the community center, it was jam-packed. People were parking in the library, having to walk across to make sure that their vote got counted. So it was just a fantastic turnout. And for the election workers and the clerk's office and all the departments that pulled together to make that happen, it was fantastic. Because I don't know if we've ever had a 64% turnout, but it was jam-packed. I don't know how we could take any more voters at the polls because there was no parking spots in the parking lots all day long when they're parked on the street.
Okay, any other board response?
Sure. I guess I have to put my kudos into for the clerk's department, the election workers, and just Bart, Matt, you two basically said it all. And I just want to make sure
Everybody knows I'm in complete agreement. What an outstanding job they did with some of the difficulties that they incurred throughout the day. Back to you, Chair. Sumpter.
Yes.
I haven't said something. I gotta say something.
Yeah.
The only notes I had down here was to thank the election workers. We've done that redundantly over and over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my spiel. I can't thank them enough. Fantastic job. Even fielding phone calls all day long as a trustee saying, hey, my ballot wasn't processed. What's going on down there? He explained to the residents what's going on, and this is unforeseen things that come up. To know that the clerk's office had everything top-notch, right in line, already called the state, already went through the hoops to make sure everything was on the up and up, everything was done properly, was accurately. Ultimately, that's what we're here for, to make sure that we put on fair elections. And you guys did a fantastic job. I can't believe you guys are here that late.
Well, you'll be here now.
Well, I was gonna say, with my new assignment coming up, please don't change your phone number. I'm gonna need some help, you know. And I've sat up here quietly while everybody's praised everyone, and I can't not praise Esther. You were here, you gave me my first dump test when I was like 16 years old, you know, I told you earlier about that. You know, working behind the clerk's office, but actually Matt's mom was the clerk. Karen, you've been fantastic. I mean, sorely gonna be missed. I can't believe that you are a crying mess right now. Well, I always say that because I'm not far behind you. You're gonna be missed big time. Please don't lose your phone number. Gonna need your help, I'm sure.
She's blocking it.
Yeah. Probably do that now. No, it's been a fantastic run for all three of you guys. I feel that the township is better from the work you guys have all put in. Peggy, same. We've obviously not agreed on much, but some we have. But at the end of the day, we still talk things out and get along. As we should, right?
Yeah.
It's because we're all here for one reason, that's for the residents. With that said, thank you, Esther, for your time served here, and I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but
Well, you'll find out.
we'll give it a run, right?
Yep.
Back to you, Chair.
Okay. All right, let's move on to new business. Item A, we are tabling. Go to item B, consider accepting the resignation of firefighter Jamie Crushlin, effective October 29th, 2024.
So moved with regret.
In motion and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Item C, consider approval of hosting the Conference of Western Wayne on June 13th, 2025.
So moved.
Support.
Been moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, item B, consider approving the proposed, we'll remove that one, okay.
D and K.
Okay. All right, E, consider approval to purchase a 3-well stainless steel sink for the community center gym kitchen at a total cost of $619, utilizing ARPA funds.
So moved.
Support.
Been moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item F, consider approval of the holiday closure of Sumpter Township offices from December 23rd, 2024 through January 1st, 2025, with employees using 4 benefit bank days.
So moved.
Support.
Been moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item G, consider approval to post an interview for a seasonal part-time DPW position for 29-hour weekly hours or less at the ASME hourly rate of $23.33.
So moved.
Support.
Been moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. H, consider approval to accept the bid from Regal Construction Incorporated at a total cost of $25,250 for the police department windows, paid with ARPA funds or other funds available if required.
So moved. Support.
Been moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, item I. Consider approval to accept the bid from TNT Tree Service in the amount of $5,500 for Benody Park, paid with ARPA or available funds if required.
So moved. Support.
Been moved and supported, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item J, consider approval of extending the part-time clerk's office position until January 28th, 2025 in order to keep the staffing at 3 people.
So moved. Support.
Been
Discussion.
moved and supported, discussion.
Look at that in there too, that it's a temporary part-time, it's a temporary part-time position.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's consistent with the letter from the union. Yeah. Just sort of thing that
Okay, temporary part-time. Okay, been motion and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We removed item K.
Announcements.
Announcements? Anyone have an announcement? Sir, go ahead. Can you state your name, please?
Sammy Nash.
Yeah, can you come up to the, yeah, thank you.
Well, I want to say good afternoon to everybody. I've been in this township for almost 30 years. I spent more time in this township than back home. I run the gas station at Venus on Sumpter for almost 23 years. Used to work double shift from 7 a.m. till 11 p.m. So I served the community. I opened the car lot across from the Ace Hardware. And I've been there for almost 9 years. And I'm not gonna talk about that person, but obviously she wanna run me out. And I think she's getting an eviction notice. We helped the township and we bought that building at 25891 Sumpter Road from Jan Chaplin. After so many trouble with the township and the state. We got that building and I'm trying to get it all zoned or actually to fit in the dealership what I do at Willis and Sumpter. All what I'm asking the board is to move my license. I already hired an engineering company to do the site plan with the engineer site plan, and we already got that property next door to it, and that north side, and we're planning to get the south side, to get it all legal and then make it fair. So my question to the board is, I want a permission to move my license while I'm in process to get approved for the site plan and the engineer plan. Because I think I'm getting evicted by the end of the month. And I could lose my state license, which is hard to get nowadays.
Yeah, say, this is just a time for announcements for future upcoming events. This is.
I didn't know I have to sign in when I walk in.
Yeah, we have public comments speaking at the beginning, but too, this is something I would direct you to speak with our township manager about, because this is nothing that we can even discuss or even talk about or approve in a board meeting. It's impossible. Okay. It's not the place or the time for it, so if you.
But I didn't know I was wrongly directed. I should have signed it because I'm.
Our township manager, Tony Burt, he'll more than happy to talk to you.
Just gonna ask her to speak well.
It's all good though.
Okay.
Thank you for coming.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. See me, in the morning if you can.
Okay, I'll come here in the morning.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
You
Thank
betcha.
Are there any other announcements? No?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, the motion,
Support.
supported, to adjourn, all in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Hey, Sam, don't go anywhere. Sam?
Sam, stay here.